Let's now talk about Kazungu Muzee, who is the MP for Malindi constituency and sits in the Parliamentary Committee on Energy, Information and Communication. He also is a member of the Parliamentary Select Committee on Regional Integration. But before getting into politics, he was a regional manager for IBM Personal Computing Division in charge of 12 countries in Eastern Africa and later regional manager Lenovo East Africa. The information technology specialist told Joy Dorin-Bira about his big break.
My big break came in when after tammaging for almost a year, I got the kind of job I wanted to get in the IT industry. For me, that was very important because when I left university, I had already been promised a job at the Institute of Advanced Technology as a training consultant. But I asked myself, training, that time, mostly you're training young men and women on their way to the States. You join the university there. Then I asked myself, why would I just sit there churning guys, helping guys to go to the States and I remain behind? So I said, I think my passion from the previous understanding of the industry when I did my internship, I looked at that industry and I looked for my space in it. And this is very, very important because just because you are a good programmer does not mean that that's where your focus lies in the industry. So for me, when I realized that my future was in looking at African markets, looking at solutions for customers out there and satisfy them and developing these requirements and solutions with them and delivering on that. You won't believe this. I walked away from a job, here it is, and I could start immediately, and I said, I'm going to tarmac for my type of job. And boy, I tarmacked. At some point, I started asking myself, so why did I leave that job? But, you know, one day I got an opportunity at Computech. And I was in charge on the UN sector then. And I did so tremendously that the UN sector, the large NGO sector, the members of diplomatic in those areas, I did so well that after 2 years, I was called just basically headhunted to join FinTech International, where again I did the same thing. And at FinTech International, I grew up to become one of the top Microsoft and Compaq sales professional across East Africa. So the bigger break for me is told myself that enough, I've done the best, now it's time to take this to the next level. But that time, I was being told so many things. Dan, if you join us at Microsoft, or if you join us at Compaq or Hewlett Packard, our business partner, FinTech and others, will feel like we are actually undermining them. So I tell, but what about me? So I said, fine. I decided to move. After 3 years at FinTech, I moved on, went to Johannesburg in South Africa. I was hired by a company called Mesa. So sometimes you have to create a need. You have to flex your muscles for people to know, this guy, he has to join us. So after 6 months, IBM came calling and said, you must join us. I got an opportunity with IBM New York. From Amwang, got a contract from IBM Amwang, IBM US, to manage East Africa, 7 countries in East Africa, to be in charge of the personal computing division: Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda, Burundi, Ethiopia, Eritrea. And I did that for 3 years.